we needed. We got some PVC pipe that you can't really see, but it's back there, I promise you. It's back there. Alrighty, we got the PVC pipe, we got the connectors, we got the screws, we got everything that we needed. So now, let's go home and let's make this thing. And by the way, it's extremely freaking cold out. Alright, how's it going today, guys? So we are going to make a thing out of PVC pipe. I got 10-footed PVC pipe. You probably only need 5 foot for this, probably less. So I can't really say like how much I paid for this is how much that you need to pay. But I got the PVC pipe, 3/4 inch, because it seemed like the best fit for your hands. You'll understand in a second. And then I got a bunch of fittings and stuff. And I see a lot of videos on here, it's like do-it-yourself camera stabilizers, and then they do a test of the camera stabilizers, and they're like, alright, here's handheld and here's with what I just made. And then you can see when they're doing handheld, you only see what's coming out of the camera. You don't see them shooting the handheld shot, which I want to do that for you guys. But you see them holding the camera, and then you're like, wait, it looks like they're holding the camera and they're going like this, like they want to make that look worse than this does. So I want to see if this actually works. I think that it will, because I bought some extra stuff from the video that I watched, because I wanted to try to make my own version of it, where it has like a little bit of a camera or a shoulder mount on it. So I bought like a couple 45-degree angles. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second, but you know, so you can have it on your shoulder and it'd be a little bit more stabilized. And these kind of stabilizers, like the shoulder stabilizers, they're made to have stuff look like it's handheld, but not so shaky that it's not worth it, jazz hands. So let's get to making this. I think we're going to have to cut this down a lot. So let's see if we can find a saw, and let's get to doing that, and then we're going to need a drill. So let's get into it. I guess this is going to have to work. Alrighty, and it looks like this is all you're going to need, hopefully, as long as I don't have to go get more bull crap. We got a handy saw. I was going to use a hacksaw, but can't do that. And we don't really have anything to put this on, so I got a chair over here that I'm going to put it on and try to cut it straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, but then we're just going to file down the edges. We got a saw, or this is the saw. Maybe I'm just stupid or something. I got a fully charged drill. I think this might be the right drill bit, and if not, we got this thing, which doesn't really matter. This is hollow. We have a tape measure. So first is first, we need 4 7-inch pieces. Next up, we need 5 4-inches. And here are our 5 4-inch pieces. Alrighty, this is what I have left of the, get in focus. This is what I have left of the 5-foot PVC pipe, and now all we need is 4 1-inch pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and get to doing that. Aspen, what are you doing? I went ahead and I took all of the pieces that we cut out and I cleaned them up a little bit with just a razor blade, just to make them look a little bit better. You don't got to do that. But next up is we have this screw that we're going to use for the screw for the bottom of the camera to hold it in there. We have that, and then we have some a lock washer and 2 nuts. So what we're going to do is this is going to be what's going to be holding the camera. I'm sorry for this overhead rig. I know it's not really the greatest, but we need a hole directly in the middle of this. So let's go ahead and mark this out. It's pretty easy. There's just a line going straight through it, so we don't really have to measure. But there's a hole going to be right in the middle. Next, we're going to take one of our, oh, there we go, right there, getting focus. We're going to take one of our 1-inch pieces and just go ahead and slide that on into one of the T-pieces that we got. And right now I am just threading. I made this hole not big enough. Here we go. I made the top hole here not big enough for the screw to go through, so right now it's making its own threads to really hold this top cap on there. Alrighty, and after a little bit of time, I got a washer in the end of that T-piece. I don't know if you'll even be able to see that. I got a washer down there, or a nut down there, to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. Make sure this thing doesn't try to back its way out or anything. Next up is to start building this thing. So we take one of the inch pieces, put that right down in there. We get one of these T-pieces, put it right in there. It's kind of self-forward from here if you look at my finished product, which is probably in the thumbnail. But there we go, 4-inch piece, 4-inch piece, T-piece, and you can use some of that rubber cement or whatever you want to use if you really want this stuff to stay there. And then you're going to put caps on the ends of these for the legs. You can see that. I'm going to put caps on the end of these for the legs. And I need another 1-inch piece for this back here. So what I was going to do was take this T-piece. I have an extra T-piece. I was going to cut like maybe 2 3-inch pieces right here and put a T-piece, and then take some of this extra PVC pipe that I have and make more of like a shoulder mount so you can hold it out here and get that, you know, smooth handheld kind of looking shot. But that kind of seems like a waste now, because this would be like really flimsy if you're trying to rest the whole camera and stuff on it. But you can just push it against your shoulder and then have that smooth handheld shot. Now what else you could do was, what I'm going to do here in just a little bit, is take some of this tape and put handles on everything so it's easier to grab a hold of. Now see, I don't give a shit what things look like, so I'm probably not going to spray paint this. Maybe later I might spray paint it black or something if I actually use it. I just did this for the video, but yeah, you can take, you know, duct tape or electrical tape or whatever and make handles. But we need to put rubber cement on this so this thing isn't moving around. Because you can't have that moving around if you've got a heavy camera and you're trying to keep it stabilized. That's the reason you got this thing. You don't want it moving around and shit there. So, I'll catch you guys on the flip after I put some rubber cement on this shit. Took about an hour, but got everything cleaned up. That took too long. I probably should have done that outside, but I didn't think that cutting the PVC pipe would be that messy. But yeah, next time, you know, maybe not do that. So we're still going to make handles for this, but this is it all put together. To really hold these things in there, I couldn't find any rubber cement, and I was not going back to Ace Hardware. So I just took some super glue, and when you super glue these together, trust me, you better have it right. You better have this right, because you're not getting that apart. I literally broke this piece, and now it's kind of crooked where your camera goes on. trying to get it straight. But I think that for the most part, I got the screw straight, but I didn't get the little thing on here straight. So, I mean, the camera still stays pretty much completely level, which that's the only thing that I was worried about. But yeah, we got this thing fully put together now, super glue. It is not coming apart. Put little feet on it, and now you can like lay it down, you can hold it up here, you can do this. Now just this one extra little step that I want to do. You see people take like hockey tape or something like that. Basically what you can do is just take some electrical tape instead of hockey tape and stretch it out pretty long, right? Use scissors to cut it. Exactly, just like that. Use scissors to cut it, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but you just twist it, right? And you try to make like just a strand. You're just trying to make like a strand of, like, I don't know how well you can see this, but you're just going to be twisting it. And now you're just going to take this, and I'm going to put one on the top handle just to show you this step real quick. All you're going to do is hold it at one end and do like little, space them like ½ inch apart or something, and just wrap it around all the way to the end. You're going to take your electrical tape, hockey tape, I don't really care what it is, but you know, and then you're just going to wrap it all the way around that little strand that you just did, and it's going to give you a little grip. You'll see what I'm talking about when I get it done here. And I ran out of electrical tape. Awesome. Well, at least you can kind of see what I'm talking about here because I got some of it done. Well, ran out of electrical tape, so I'm only going to do one handle. So basically, you saw what I was talking about here. Let me see if I can get this in focus. Alright, it is really, really too bright. Alrighty, so now you can see what I'm talking about here. You see that I wrapped that little strand all the way down it, and then wrapped something else over top of it, so now it has like texture to it when you grab it, right? So it's kind of like a little handle. Then you have your camera in there, and the one thing that I'm probably going to end up doing, I got to turn this up again because now it's going to be really not bright at all. To make this more simple, if I actually end up using this, this right here is like where you put your camera on, and there's like a little bolt coming up through. If you made this along with me, then you know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you didn't, when you put your camera on there, I have some lenses that are like too big where, you know, if you put it there, it'll hit this. You actually have to take the camera and screw it on there. It'd be easy with little cameras, but if you have like a heavier camera, bigger lenses, it's not going to work very well. I had to take my lens off to put it on here. But yeah, and I told you I was going to show you a test of this, so I guess this video is too long how it is, so I'm not going to add it to this because watch time will be down like 38% or whatever. It doesn't really matter about that stuff anyway, but I guess I'll leave a card up here. Actually, I don't know how you're watching it, so I'm just going to do this. There'll be a card up here. I think it's over here. It's going to be a link to my video on this and how it looks stabilized versus handheld. And I'll get someone to record me doing it too, because like I said, all the videos that I see, it's like, and this is how good stabilizer works, and it shows someone holding the camera like handheld, and it doesn't show anything other than what's coming out of the camera, and it looks like they're just going like this, like fucking jazz hands. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, well, you get the point. Thanks for watching today, guys. Don't forget to like and share with your friends if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.